with them when we opened for them when I was in Mix It Up. And I just remember being like, wow, like I really love their music. And I listened to their CDs, and I just love their energy. And I love how they're always just coming up with new material. So
Okay, okay. We'll be talking to members from the hottest go-go bands out of the DMV area right here. Keep it locked.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands in the air for the godfather of go-go. Godfather, Chuck.
What's up, everybody? My name is Kenny Ken Dog Haskins Jr. Everybody know me as KD. We started this show in hopes of bridging the gap between fans and their favorite musicians when it comes to the go-go circuit. A lot of people, they've been rocking with bands for years and years and don't even know not one person in the band's name. At the same time, we wanted to make sure that we're doing our part to make sure that go-go lives on forever. So without further ado, I want to see if you guys can guess who this next band is. Candy, roll that clip. So if you just watched that small clip and you guessed it, that was Collective Measures Band, you was absolutely right. Today we have with us a young lady who is known for blessing the stage for what she do. So without further ado, I'll bring to you Miss Laura Keys. Laura, how you doing?
good. How are you?
I'm good. How's it going over there?
Everything's great. I'm healthy. I'm happy. My family's good. My band is good. So I'm blessed.
Okay, good to hear. First, before we get started, let me welcome you to FaceTime with GoGo. And the first question that I have for you is, you're not against bands playing during the pandemic?
I don't want anyone to get sick or get infected. I think that there's a safe way to do it. But I don't judge anyone for the decisions that they make.
Okay.
So as a musician, I know how much this means to people. So
yeah, some people just got to get out and do it regardless to what's going on around them.
Yeah, and I think that speaks a lot to how much this means to people as musicians, performers, that you're aware of the risk. I think that if music is the only real big risk that you're taking, I think it kind of balances out. I don't really go out much throughout the week at all. Grocery store here and there, but I really isolate until it's time to play somewhere. So I think it's just about balance.
Got it. So how long have you been playing the keyboards?
Well, in CMB, CMB is the first band that I've played with consistently. I played with Mix It Up, which is another Virginia band, and most of Mix It Up is in CMB now, and that was very short-lived, but I've been playing with CMB for almost a year, so I'm very new to go-go in general. Like, this is I'm really new to this. So
okay, so outside of go-go, how long have you been playing the piano, keyboard?
I took lessons as a kid, starting when I was about 10, but I've always been able to play by ear. So even when I was taking lessons and being taught how to read music, I would just ask my teacher, well, can you play this first? And then once she would play it, that's how I would learn it.
Yeah.
And she catch on that I was just playing everything by ear. And so I can read music, and it's a good tool to have, but I learn best just by listening. So,
Okay. I got
yeah.
you. I got you. So is those the only two bands that you've been in?
Yep.
Wow. Wow. With your experience and the clips that I've seen, I would expect, you have been playing for years because it seems to me like you got it down. Like you
Well,
got it down pat.
when I first started in CMB, I hadn't played in a couple of years, and that was really hard for me, like not being able to play, not being able to perform at all. And so when I first started, Cello, who's the other keyboardist, he was like the only keyboardist when I first joined.
Yeah.
I was so intimidated by him because he just was doing all of this stuff, and I didn't know anything about keyboards, just piano. So
Okay.
he taught me a lot of what I know now, and I was just really motivated to just to be the best keyboardist that I could be, because I wanted to pull my weight in the band.
Yeah, got you. Got you. Can you play any other instruments?
I can play ukulele, and I used to play French horn when I was in middle school, so I think I could pick up like a brass instrument and like either the trumpet or something like that. I could pick that up easily.
Okay.
And I violin when I was really little.
Okay. So how'd you get involved in your first band?
My best friend James, he was playing in a band called Explicit, and I saw them play a couple of times in high school, and so he knew that I could play. And so when we were a little older, he was like, "Well, my friend Gut has this band Explicit. Why don't you go try to play for them?" And it just didn't happen at the time because I was in school. I had a lot of other things going on. But then a few years later, they were doing things with Mix It Up, and he said, why don't you come to a practice? And so that's how I started to just be around it more. And then Gut and I became like best friends too, and he's the lead talker for Collective Measures. So after we kind of went our separate ways and Mix It Up kind of like stopped,
Yeah.
years later I said, you know what, I'm ready to play again. I miss it. Like, I need to be in a band. I miss it so much. And so
Yeah.
he's come out to a show, and I met the rest of the band, and that's just how it started. So
Okay. Okay. So why'd you choose go-go as a genre of music? Like you didn't want to do jazz or gospel or something like that?
well, I didn't grow up playing gospel. I grew up in the Catholic church, and it's not like the most musical church at all. So so like
Yeah.
it's like just not a very musical church.
Right.
And but honestly, like, go-go was the first time that I really felt like I was coming alive. Like, once I started playing with Mix It Up, and just whenever a gut would be like, hey, can you learn this song? And I just felt like I had a purpose. And
Yeah.
so that time being on stage, is feeling like I was doing like what I was supposed to do. So I've never felt that alive before.
I got you. That makes perfect sense because, in my opinion, go-go is mostly played on feeling. So sometimes you got to be on stage and be in the moment to get that feeling that you looking for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I didn't realize how much I needed it until I was without it for a couple of years, and that was rough.
Yeah, yeah. And see, I live here in Florida, and I haven't been in the band since, or been on stage since like 2013. So it's killing me. It's killing me.
Um,
But I don't.
that you're interviewing bands, and you're still very much a part of the go-go community.
Yeah, that's like my only way of doing it. It's kind of like I'm a stepchild. I can't get on stage because I'm so far away. So it's like, let me just reach out to my people this way.
That's what's up. That's like,
Yeah, yeah. But if I can find some members down here in Tampa, if y'all looking, if I can find y'all, we gonna get something going. Most definitely. So okay, so back to you, my fault. Back to you. So you said you was only in two bands and you've been doing it for about a year. So let me ask you, Laura, who's your I'm sorry, Laura, who's your favorite go-go band?
my other
Of
favorite
course.
is Clientele.
Mature Clientele?
Hmm.
Why is that?
I think that their front line, especially with Tylisa, I always loved their front line even before Tylisa joined. I love their harmony. I love how they're so versatile, and then their back line is just like that. I'm not just saying that because my husband's the other keyboardist, but even before that, like we played with them when I was in Mix It Up, and
Wait,
I
wait,
was
wait, wait. Hold up. So you said your husband plays the keyboard too?
yeah, he's in Mature Clientele.
Okay, okay. I seen some pictures and I figured he played, and I seen he had a Mature Clientele shirt on, but I wasn't
Yeah,
sure. But
yeah,
that's cool. That's cool. I'm
yeah.
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I mean to
Oh,
cut you off.
but I remember playing with them when we opened for them when I was in Mix It Up. And I just remember being like, wow, like I really love their music. And I listened to their CDs and I just love their energy. And I love how they're always just coming up with new material. So
Okay, okay.
yeah.
So let me ask you, who's your favorite lead talker?
Good. That's my favorite.
I figured you would say that because that's who you with. I got you. I got
Yeah.
you.
I mean, I just can't. I've honestly gotten a lot of calls from a variety of bands before they really knew I was with CMB, just asking me to come out. But I can't really see myself with any other bands because I am so used to working with Gut, and I'm so used to working with everyone now. Like we've really built a strong chemistry as a band. So
Yeah, yeah, and that loyalty goes a long way as far as being loyal to your band and one band only. It's not many members who will stick to just one band and and just stay with their one band. A lot of members like to jump around and play here and play there. I
well,
remember.
it's cool because I have friends in other bands. I'm in this really cool women's group with Capri and with Justice J and just with a bunch of ladies who sing in go-go. And I don't know why I'm having like a brain fart right now about everyone that uh, and Tamika from Major League and Tasha.
Yeah,
Um, and so it's tempting to like, jam here and there. And I have before, but as far as playing with another band full time, it's such a big commitment. Just as far as practices and everything. So
right.
I just think it's easier for me just to stick with one band. And that way you can really just put all of your energy into,
Into
one.
one band, yeah. Yeah, because you can multitask, but you can't really like multi think. You know what I mean? Like,
Especially as a keyboardist. I'm
yeah,
all the
exactly.
songs I have to remember. I just can't imagine like I can't imagine like this. Oh goodness. I mean, I did play with Michelle Blackwell.
Okay.
I played with we didn't perform together, but we practiced together on her solo project, and so that's different because it wasn't conflicting with Collective Measures.
Yeah.
Far as playing with another band that's like in the same circuit as CMB, that I don't even know if that would work because of the schedules.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen before where a certain band member had played for two bands on one show. So it's like when most of the band is getting off stage, he's still sitting there waiting for his second band to come up so he can continue playing. I ain't gonna say no names, but if this person sees this, they know who I'm talking about.
I mean I think that's too. I think it just depends on you personally. Me, I
Yeah,
think I would probably just be I wouldn't be tired after, but again, it's just a lot of songs to remember.
right.
And I didn't even think I'd be able to remember all the songs that we have. I used to have like this little written out list of songs with like the first chord written out on every one, just in case I'd forget. And the first didn't need that paper. I felt so good about myself.
You like, I got this. We gonna
Yeah,
turn up.
felt like, okay, I belong, because I mean, I just felt like I had a lot to prove, especially as a woman.
That was my next question. Do you think it's a difference being a female keyboardist versus being a male?
I think that I had a lot to prove. Of course, I look at the amazing keyboardists in Belladonna, and they are like, their musicianship is like way up here, you know, and they have a lot of longevity. And I'm only 1 year in, and I'm, you know, in my early 30s. And so when I first started playing, I mean, I would hear some comments like, you know, I think she's just playing because, you know, she's a female and because she's cute. And she play? And so I felt like I had a lot to prove, just to prove that, you know, yeah, I do have musician skills. I have a lot to learn, but I can play. I'm not just here just for decoration.
Right.
But the keyboardist community in GoGo has been extremely welcoming, and we have there's a keyboardist of GoGo group, and they've been really, really, just really welcoming to me. There was a big shed, and a bunch of us from different bands got together, and we were all playing, and everyone was learning things from each other. Like, you had some keyboardists who were, you know, better at, you know, samples and that kind of aspect of it. And then you had your gospel players who were really good with like the jazzy chords. And so we all were each other. And I think that's like the perfect example of community in GoGo, because that group is really, really great.
Okay. So do you remember the first GoGo that you went to? Not that you performed at, but you went to party.
The first one, that was when I went to be Explicit, my best friend James. And I just remember, I mean, I was not even old enough to get in. They just let me because I was there with them. And it was new to me. Honestly, I didn't grow up around GoGo at all. I didn't know what it was until high school. And I was listening to Junkyard mostly because that's my best friend's favorite band is Junkyard. So I would listen to Junkyard with James, and I was like, I love this. But I grew up in Winchester, Virginia. Okay. So we just didn't have Go-Go's out here, really.
Yeah, I got you. So
now we've got, you know, now we have quite a few bands that might come out here and play here and there. But back then, you really had to go into DC, and no one was going to the Go-Go's with me. So
yeah, no, I got you. So let me ask you this. So who inspires you on the keyboard as far as Go-Go?
Oh my goodness. Honestly, I think that I'm able to learn from a little bit of everyone, because like I said, every keyboardist has a different style. So I didn't know, for example, how to play an 808 at all when I first so I was just like, I'll just let Fellow do that. But then when I went to bed and he was there and he was telling everyone to do it, I was like, I hope he doesn't call on me. I hope he doesn't call on me. I hope he doesn't call on me. And he did. I was like, crap. But he taught me how to do it. And then my husband's nickname is Mr. 808. And so that's like his thing. So I've watched him. So I just kind of pull a little bit of inspiration from a little bit of everyone, you know. Fudge, who plays for Perfection, he was at the shed. I like learned a lot of skills from him. As of course, cello, he taught me like a ton of stuff. Of course, I watched Cherie, and I'm just like, I hope one day I can be like her.
Yeah. As long as you keep the push going, you can probably pursue past her.
We'll see. I mean, I like to just like I said, I do the best I can. We'll see. I work very hard, and I just try to stay, you know, as humble as possible.
Yeah, and that's what it's gonna take, is some hard work. So let me ask you this: do you have any embarrassing shows that you want to share with us?
Oh goodness. Well, in the beginning, when I first started with CMB, I think this was like last October. And so a lot of bands, they will script their shows like, okay, here's the set list. We don't ever. And so we have like this huge list of possible songs that we can do. And tell us, like he might tell us like the first song maybe. And so the whole time I'm just like watching, like, okay, what's he gonna call next? And one show he called a song I didn't know at all, or I forgot. And so I just like, I turned the volume down on my keyboard, and I just like I did like the equivalent. I was just like Milli Vanilliing it like this. And I think someone saw and like called him. They like, she was pretending to play. Like,
Yeah.
because I didn't know what I was doing, so I was just like doing like this, like, okay.
And nobody in the band realized it?
No, I don't think so. Not until they listened to the CD. But again, like Cello was so used to playing by himself that he was used to kind of just carrying things anyway. But that song, I was like, ooh, I don't know. And there were a few shows in the beginning where I had to do that a couple of times. And that's all right, I've got to get these songs right. And then when I got my second keyboard, I was like, all right, how can I make the songs even more full by adding something to this one and this one? And that's when I really started to just sound better.
I got you. So do you have any shows that kind of like stood out that you felt like, you know, you walked off stage like, man, I fucked this show up?
Oh, there are a couple. Honestly, we were playing so much before the pandemic that they all kind of blur together. But I remember when we were, I think it was probably one of the first shows when I had my motif. That was my second keyboard, and I was so excited to have two keyboards. And I felt so official with my second keyboard. I think those first couple shows with the second one, that's when I felt like, yeah, I'm like a real keyboardist now. or the first show where I did my first sample ever, because my Korg, it doesn't sample. And so when I got my motif, and then later after I got rid of the motif and got the Modi X, I was like, all right, I'm gonna come up with some really good samples. And then I just came up with a bunch, and the first time I got to use mine at a show, I felt so cool. I was like,
felt like you was in there, huh?
Yeah. And then the first song when I got to do shots, because again, like usually I do most of like the chords and stuff like that, and Cello will do a lot of the shots. But the first show where I got to do some shots, I was like, all right, now I feel official now.
I got you. All right, so I'm just gonna ask you just a few more questions before we wrap this up.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you, if you could play another position in the band, what would it be? Like, just like a dream position. Like, I don't want to be a dad Monday through Friday, but
it wouldn't be singing, that's for sure, because I'm awkward for the front line. I sang and mix it up, and that's just not my personality. I think it would be cool to play the drums or to play like the timbali. Sometimes I'll watch bounce beat bands, and I'm like, oh, I think I could do that. It would be in the back line, but something else, or maybe the bass or something.
Yeah.
I think I could do the bass.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. Do y'all have any bounce beats? Do y'all bounce at all?
A little, like we'll do it like briefly. I think we're gonna start bouncing more, maybe. But not really.
So what's your band style?
I would say it's more like, I don't even, honestly, this shows like how like new I am to go. I don't even want to use like the wrong word to describe it.
I got you. Would you say like a grown and sexy, or like?
No, it's not grown and sexy. It's not like we're very versatile. We do have some songs that are more like the grown and sexy style. Like when we played at Tacoma Station, they asked us to play a lot of grown and sexy stuff. So we brought out songs like Lovely Day, and we brought out Lizzo, Good as Hell. There was another song that we sang that it was called like Summertime or something. So we can do that. We're playing at a wedding in a couple of weeks, so that's gonna be songs, a lot of R&B. But usually when you come here, we'll be doing things like Juiced Up, and we'll be doing like our Here We Go group. Like, so it's very upbeat.
Okay. Sounds more like a crank band.
Yes.
Okay.
bounce beat though. I love listening to them. I love the energy.
Yeah, me too. Me as well. So let me ask you this. In your opinion, um, how do you think that we can involve the youth more in go-go?
That is something that one of my goals actually. One day I want to open a studio. That's actually like our goal is to like open a studio one day. And what I want to do is to be able to offer free workshops for kids, especially girls. I want girls to see that when you're in a band, there's so much more than singing. Of course, singing is beautiful and it's vital to a band, but I also want to inspire more young girls to get out there, learn an instrument, be it the keyboards or bass. So I think that we need more daytime shows, more daytime summer shows, more family events. Those are some of my favorite types of events to play at when you've got the kids out there. Also, I think that if there were some kind of if we could come together just as a community and do some kind of project where we recreated kids songs. I think that would be something really cool. Like, you know how there's Kids Bop, if there was like a go Kids Bop kind of thing. I think that would be
Hey, you might be on to something.
I've
Go
talked
bop.
about it with a couple of people, you know, and so it hasn't really like come to fruition yet. But again, if I think that the idea is out there, you know, if anyone wants to take it and run with it, or we can build on it together, cool, because I think that the kids need to hear songs that are age appropriate for them too, especially the little ones, not so much adolescents and teens. They're gonna probably hear it at school, but the young kids need to be inspired too. So hearing songs that they can relate to, like those 6 and 7-year-olds, they need to hear songs that are kid friendly. And so I think that they would be able to relate more to go-go if they were hearing songs that were, you know, kid friendly for them too.
Got you. So one last question I want to ask you. What do you plan on getting out of playing go-go?
That's a good question, honestly. I was kind of like thrown into the scene, and I didn't expect for it to be, I didn't come in with any expectations, to be honest. So I'm very like go with the flow. So whatever comes out of it will come out of it. I think that our band is very solid. We are very tight knit. We are grinding. We are hardworking. So whatever comes out of it, I'm open to it.
Okay,
So.
I'll ask you that question in a few more years after you've been playing for a while.
Okay, yeah.
then your answer may change.
Okay, well, yeah. I think that I'll always be a very like go with the flow type of person, because that's just my personality.
I got you. I'm the same way, but Dylan and go-go, the go with the flow kind of person, man, you get tired of it after a while, especially because when I was in the band, I was the lead talker and trying to keep guys together, get everybody to practice. And I'm not gonna get into all that with you right now because that's a whole nother story. You fresh and go-go, so I don't want to ruin it for you. You have your own experiences, so yeah. So other than that, Laura, is it anything that you want to tell the people before we let you go?
Just come out and see CMB play. We're playing at #Lounge on the 29th. I think it's the 29th of August with Mental Attraction. And so that's the perfect show for everyone to come out to, because a lot of our other shows are in this area here. People might not want to make that drive, but definitely come check us out at #. And yeah, just be on the lookout, because CMB is, you know, we're not going anywhere. We're working hard and we're here.
That's cool. Man, it's got to be hard to play on two keyboards like that. That's amazing.
It's actually it's not as hard as you would think. It's just the left and right hand thing. What can be hard sometimes is when I have to switch a sound really really quickly in between songs. Like there's one song, there's one groove that we do, and it's J-O-B, and so we'll be like, whoops, no, that's not it. And so I'll take like this the strings, and then all of a sudden he'll call another song in the middle of it. So I'm playing strings, and then I've got to switch the sound to something else really quick. And sometimes I have to switch the sound on both keyboards. So watching him, remembering the songs, and like pressing the buttons.
Yeah.
Right there, it's like in the moment, it's a big adrenaline rush.
I got you. So Gut, your lead talker name is Gut, right?
Yeah.
So Gut, when you see this interview and you see how hard she back there working when you call these songs, make sure you consider her when you switch to your next groove.
Yeah. One last song, and like I said, we have like this enormous list of songs. And last show, he called a song that we hadn't done in like 6 months or something. And I was like, goodness, I remember it because I was like, and so, yeah, but it's just like muscle memory because me and Cello were both on it right away. But I was like, that's so random.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
He goes by the energy in the crowd, and that's a really good, that's an amazing skill, his ability to read the energy in the crowd. And so it's made me a much better musician having to think on the fly like that because we never like what songs we're going to do.
Yeah, you definitely got to be on point for when they call it.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, so Miss Laura Keys, if there's nothing else, we're gonna go ahead and let you go. We really appreciate having you. We thank you for your time. Is that all you got?
Me. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for having me though.
Okay, all right, you absolutely welcome. So again, y'all heard it right here, FaceTime with GoGo, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.
All right. Bye.